Recruiter Becca Jaquiz. I knew it.
It's okay.
Is that close?
It's a little close.
Jaquiz
There.
is with us today. I've struggled with her name since she started. So.
It's totally fine.
Becca's with us today. She brought us Amy Keilor, oncology nurse in California.
Yeah.
Yeah? So
That's
how did
awesome.
you meet Amy for the first time?
So Amy was a referral. She came from another nurse that knew her, that had worked with her, another nurse named Tessa Hamilton. So if you're watching Tessa, hey. And they had worked together, and she was like, hey, I've got this great nurse. You should call her. She's a true traveler. And she was. Amy had done several assignments, and we hit it off right out the gate. Amy and I connected. We had tons of stuff in common in our personal lives. Just we would call each other, even not about nursing stuff. So just to kind of chat and say, hey, what's up, and how's it going? And during some difficult things that I was going through, and then vice versa for her, we would call each other and send cards, and then the nursing stuff too. So she has been a spot on traveler. She loves her family, and we've stuck together for over a year and a half now that we've been working together.
3+ assignments now?
Yeah.
3+ contracts?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
So that's really awesome when you can find a connection like that.
Yeah, she is just super honest. She's super funny. I talked to her today about doing this, and she had me cracking up laughing. I was sitting at my desk and no one knew why. I just burst out laughing, and I think everybody thought, oh. But yeah, she's great. Amy, we love you. It's awesome to be with a good traveler, and she's good for referrals. She sent me a couple already, and so we're building our road together for sure.
That is awesome. Well, thank you for bringing her to us.
Yeah.
And Amy, welcome to the Atlas Life.
Absolutely.
Okay, Amy Keilor is with us today. Amy, I just got done talking to your recruiter, Becca, about you. Tell me a little bit about yourself, how you got started in the travel nursing industry, and then how you ended up here.
Well, I always wanted to travel nurse. When I got my nursing license, that was kind of my ultimate goal, was to be a travel nurse. My kids are grown, so I don't have any real responsibilities at home. So that's what really got me into travel nursing. I wanted to be able to work and kind of see the country at the same time, kind of vacation while you're working.
Sure.
I live in Biloxi, Mississippi right now. I was born in Indiana, but I've been through several travel agencies along the way. I've been traveling now for about 2 years. Mm-hmm. And I found Becca. Somebody had referred her to me, and Atlas Med staff, and once I found Becca, I just pretty much fell in love with her and the company, and I've been extremely happy. And so this is going to be my third contract with Atlas. So
awesome. So where's the third contract going to be then?
Oh, well, all 3 contracts have been in Ukiah, California, which most people probably never heard of. I had never heard of it, didn't even know how to spell it. It's in wine country up in Northern California. It's about 2 hours north of San Francisco.
Okay.
So
that was one of the things that Becca said was, you big fan of wine, love doing wine tours. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, she or your company sent me on the Napa Valley wine tour when I did my first contract with you, which was amazing. You get on a train, you go all through Napa Valley, and then you got to tour this beautiful castle looking winery, sample all kinds of wine, see the grounds. It was beautiful. It was absolutely just a great experience. Something I probably would have never done had, you guys not done that for me. So it was wonderful.
That's the whole point of the Atlas adventure, is to, do something that you otherwise would never have done. Right. Yep. I'm glad
Yep.
you went then. That sounds fantastic.
I did. Yeah, it was.
So she also said your mom, your grandma, you love your family.
Yes, I do. I do. Especially my granddaughter.
Oh.
She's my.
How How is it being away
She's my
from them on a contract?
thing. I'm sorry?
How is it being away from them on a contract?
Well, my kids, they're grown, so that's not terrible. They kind of have their own lives. My granddaughter is the only thing that I absolutely hate about traveling is leaving. Because she also lives with me. So I get to see, when I'm at home, I get to see her all the time. And, you know, we just beach there. So we're always at the beach and we're always playing and, you know, we're just having fun. So she's really the only thing that I don't like about traveling because I miss her a lot.
That could be tough. Yeah, I know that. I've heard that quite a bit actually, as we've done some of these, is being away from family, or in this case, granddaughter, that's the toughest part.
Yep. It is. It really is. Everything else is awesome about it for me.
Yeah.
That's just the only downfall.
Well, I get that. I can see that. So,
Yeah.
So why did you, so you said that originally when you became a nurse, you wanted to be a travel nurse. Like where did that come from? Like where did you hear about travel nursing to begin with?
I heard about it from other nurses and I worked with a lot of nurses who wanted to do it, but they just were too scared. And I still have friends who continue to say they want to do it, but they won't take that leap into it. So people that I worked with, they're the ones who really talked a lot about it, and I'd read a lot about it, and I just thought, I'm kind of an adventure seeker, I guess. And I think you have to be to go into travel nursing, because you go into all of these contracts not knowing who you're going to work with, where you're going to live. You know, you kind of go in blind, and it can be really scary. But once you take that leap, it's like the best experience ever, I think.
So if you could talk to those nurses again that had, you know, that were kind of scared at first, like, would that be your advice? Like, you know, be confident, but you can do it.
Absolutely. And that's what I do tell people, because a lot of people are nervous that they're going to walk into a situation and they're not going to know what to do. And what I always say is nursing is nursing no matter where you go. I mean, if somebody's sick, it's the same kind of care no matter where you go. It's just, you have to know where to find things, and all you have to do is ask. And there, you know, things might be a little bit different, but if you just step out there, and I always say you have to be confident. Even if you're scared to death, look confident.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important, because I've been scared to death, but I put a smile on my face and I just try to look as confident as I can be and don't let anyone know that I'm scared.
Right. And it worked out for you. Like it worked out in the end, right? I mean, that's
absolutely every time, every travel job I've taken, it's always worked out. I've had nothing but really good experiences every place I've worked.
Yeah. I think that's just across the board, as I've talked to nurses over the years, is, you know, that confidence that you know that you have inside. You just got to find it.
Yep, you do. You have to find somewhere and just take that leap. It's that first step to getting out there. That's the scariest part. But then once you do it one time, I feel like you're hooked and you want to keep doing it.
I've said this many, many times. I am amazingly jealous of the adventures that you guys get to have out there. Like, I love Omaha. I love where I live. I have, you know, my family's here and everything, but I love to adventure, that type of stuff too.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm very jealous of what you get to do out there. So, yeah. So, okay. So then last question is, this might be the hardest one. So through all of this, through when you know, nursing school, nursing career, travel nursing, everything, like, what's taken the longest for you to learn?
Oh,
that's the hardest question, I promise.
That is a hard question. What has taken the longest to learn? Well, yeah, that's a really difficult question, honestly. Mm-hmm. I mean, for me, I do oncology. Mm-hmm. And I think this is across the board in any form of nursing. Medications, knowing drugs, mm-hmm. because everything in the pharmaceutical field is changing constantly. Yeah. And there's always something new to learn. So I'm always in an oncology book reading about a new drug and its side effects and all of the things that go along with it. And then 2 months later, there'll be another drug that comes out and you're learning and learning. So I think for me, keeping up with drugs that are constantly coming out, especially in the field of oncology, has been the hardest thing to keep up with.
Mm-hmm. Have you always been an oncology nurse? Is that when you started?
Yeah, I started in oncology. I do some float pool stuff too. So I can do orthoneuro and med surg and, GI patients. I can do those too, but oncology is really, that's going to be my third contract with you is in oncology. And that's really my favorite area to be in.
Is oncology. Are you chemo certified?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That was so I was, before all of this, I was a client manager and I worked with hospitals, and some of the best nurses I ever had in some of the best hospitals I ever worked with were chemo certified oncology nurses. Like fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's tough. I think a lot of areas are tough to work in, but oncology, it just kind of has my heart, and for me, it's a tough area to work in, but I love it.
It's funny how, again, as I've talked to nurses over the years, how they find that you find your niche, right?
Yep.
ER nurses want to work ER, and you're, oncology, that's your thing.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, because I could never do ER. I could never do ICU. Those are just like not me. So yeah, with oncology.
You found your thing. I love it.
Yep, I did.
Yeah. Amy, thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate it. So Becca talks very highly of you. I believe you might be one of her favorites, if not her favorite.
Oh, thank you. I love it. She has been amazing to me. She's just been great. I can't say anything but wonderful things about her. She has great.
A huge heart. Huge heart.
I'm very happy.
Awesome.
You can tell. I feel more like we're related. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. That's really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again for being with us, and we'll see you on the road.
Okay. Thanks so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.